Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com. Let's talk about snitching. We'll philosophize a little bit on this. Oh, snitches. Everybody hates a snitch. Maybe not everybody. Your teacher might like a snitch. Your parents might like a snitch. Snitching, whether it's good or bad, I guess it depends on the outlook, what perspective you have. The police love snitches. Oh, they love them. Most of the organized crime and criminals that are arrested from gangs, that kind of stuff, MS-13 or whoever you can think of, those arrests happen through information, through snitchery. Without snitches, most people in prison would be back out on the streets. I can't settle if snitching is good or bad. That's going to have to be your perspective and whatever side of things that you're on, if you choose sides. But first, let's identify who the snitches are, and then maybe we can try to philosophize a little bit on why people snitch. And maybe that'll help you decide where you're going to fall. You have the typical snitches that everybody thinks of in criminal world. When I think of snitching, I think of the criminal world. If you're not a criminal, snitching isn't really a word that you use. Maybe you use it, but you don't really use it like we use it. The reason why snitching in the criminal world is bad is because when you go to prison, you could be killed if you're labeled a snitch, if your reputation is that you snitch on people. But also, the criminal world is about relationships, making deals with people, having connections. Nobody wants to make deals or be connected to somebody who's a snitch. So it's bad for business, and snitches get killed. That's the underworld. Justice is that snitches get stitches. And I personally believe that there's nothing wrong with that rule. I'm old school. Then there's siblings, snitch siblings. Oh, your little sister, maybe she snitched on you, your little brother, and you came home late on a Saturday night and your stupid little brother snitched you out, or you wrecked the car and your little sister blamed it on you, and you might have got away with it. There's all kinds of ways that our siblings snitch on each other. There's the school snitch. Those are always nerds, and they're the ones that remind the teacher that there's a test, or there's supposed to be a quiz today. They're the ones that they tattle when something goes wrong, and the principal or the school security guard wants to know what happened, who did the graffiti in the bathroom, and they're always pointing people out. You have whistleblowers, and people come down on one side or the other with whistleblowers. I guess it depends on the whistle that the whistleblower is blowing. It depends on the tune he's singing. Some people hated Edward Snowden, and there was that dude that turned into a woman while he was in military prison. I don't remember his name. Some people like him or don't like him. There's these two IRS agents that just came out, whistleblowers, and they just came out and revealed some information about the Hunter Biden thing. Story I don't really care much about, but there is some implications there that are pretty heavy duty. There's a whistleblower, which I think you guys should check into, this guy David Grush, I think that's his name, David Grush. And he's a military intelligence dude, very respected intelligence dude in the military. I forget what branch, but he left, and now he's a whistleblower, and he's talking about serious alien shit, man. The stuff that David Grush is talking about is way out, I mean, it is crazy stuff, and he's just sitting there like, yep, it's true. So go check that out. Whistleblowers is definitely, it's, you know, you have corporate whistleblowers, you have government whistleblowers, and that's definitely a tricky issue. Are they patriots? Are they terrorists? Here's the type of snitch that you guys may not really think about, but old school guys like me, we knew it from the start. When we heard this shit, we knew right away, snitching. That's snitching. That motherfucker's snitching. He's running his fucking mouth. Oh, gangster rap. Not all rap, just gangster rap. These guys repping hoods, talking about gangs and sets and all the various criminal activity and people they know and stuff they did and all of that. Every one of them. From Snoop Dogg, every one of them. Bunch of snitches, bunch of rat bastards. All of them should keep their fucking mouths shut. You have coworkers. Oh, those are terrible snitches. Oh, it's terrible. You go out and smoke a cigarette, they're snitching on you to the boss. You mess up, they're going to snitch on you. They're going to meet with the boss regularly in there talking about the other employees. You may have a snitch planted in your office that the boss is paying more. A paid snitch, a professional snitch. And the last kind of snitch I could think of when I was thinking of my list of snitches are birds. Birds are terrible snitches. Oh, those snitch birds. You guys don't get it. I've been on safari. I went on safari in Africa for 6 weeks. Was it 8 weeks? It was a while, a couple months. We went through Kenya and Tanzania. Tanzania is better than Kenya. Safari in Kenya sucks. Tanzania is where you want to go. And the birds, they have several different types of birds that will start chirping, and they'll let the animals know that the predators are on the way. So if a group of lions or whoever, some sort of predator is coming into the area, could be some hyenas, could be a leopard, could be anything that's predatory. If it's coming into the area, these birds start chirping away, warning people. They have this particular kind of bird that the Africans over there in Tanzania call go-away birds. Because the way that they chirp, it almost sounds like they're saying, go away, go away. And like a bunch of zebras or gazelle, they hear that shit, and they're like, uh-oh, you hear them birds? And they just start running. They know some shit's about to go down. So birds are terrible snitches. Now, what's the deal with snitching, right? It's basically enforcing rules, isn't it? Isn't that what snitching is? Enforcing rules. There's a certain set of rules. There's order. It may be rules that the government sets out, rules that a corporation sets out, rules that your parents set out, rules that the school sets out, right? Whatever. Rules of the neighborhood. And people want to break those rules. And they don't want nobody to tell on them. And the people that tell on them are enforcing the rules or helping the power structure enforce the rules. Your little sister is helping the power structure enforce the rules. Her loyalty is not necessarily to you as her older brother. Her loyalty is to who feeds her, mommy and daddy, takes care of her. So it's a tricky situation to be in when you're a sibling, or if you're a loyal employee, or a loyal member of a group, whatever that group is, and your loyalty is to the group, not necessarily the individual. Maybe it's the military, and there's some guys that are out of bounds. Should you let it go, you have to use your personal, discretion and say, well, that's not really a big infraction. But is it wrong to be loyal to a power structure of a group? Because the group is what should move on, not you as an individual. You're going to come and you're going to go. You're going to live and you're going to die. But this group is going to go on without you. That could be your family name, a company that you work at, the U.S. military. So there's certain levels of order. Society as a whole, there's certain level of order that we need to have. And is snitching a bad thing? when a lady sees some shit go down, somebody get mugged in an alleyway, and she's looking out her kitchen window and she calls 911? Is that a bad thing? It's a good thing to have rules in society. We have to have rules in society. So the only way I could come down on any answer with this, we're just philosophizing, but is being a snitch must by definition be honorable, because it's following the truth. The snitch is always following the truth. Now, being an ex-criminal from the streets, I firmly believe snitches get stitches. And there's snitches walking around, I'm not going to name them, but you know who they are. And an old guy like me doesn't understand it. You young motherfuckers have a whole new set of rules. You allow snitches to live. You just somehow forget about it or don't care. I don't get it. It's a weird world talking about snitches. What's your guys' opinion on this topic?